Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rangers Respite. I'm Philip, and today is Saturday. I'm recording this late because I meant to record it yesterday and didn't get around to it. I apologize. This is going to go up a little bit late. All that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, today is the Lost Lantern Saturday, and I've got another Discovery Club single cask on the table today. It is Pine Bluffs Distillery. This is 2026 cask D1. This is January's Discovery Club bottle. It is a straight bourbon whiskey out of Wyoming, bottled at 59.6% alcohol by volume. And let me tell you, it has a lovely color in the glass. And yeah, I'm using a slightly different glass than what I usually use today. And before I get really into that, if you like these videos, you'd like to see more, please consider purchasing a nice pen from my Etsy shop. This one is made from a French oak barrel stave. The barrel was used to hold cognac for 45 years before being used to finish a peated American single malt whiskey in the Pacific Northwest. If you know, you know. I also have a Tea Public store where you can get shirts, hats, stickers with my new channel logo on it. And without further ado, let's talk about this. So, again, look at that color. Absolutely beautiful. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these glasses. I get less off of them than I do Glencairns. I can't explain why, but that's just how it feels. Oh, you know what? I should probably tell you a little bit more about this. This is a 5-year-old straight bourbon whiskey out of uh, Pine Bluffs Distilling. Five Pine Bluffs Distilling in Wyoming. It is 60% corn, 20% malted white wheat, and 20% malted barley. It's the mash bill that I wanted to make sure that I remembered correctly. So I was reading it off the back of the bottle. That's a really interesting mash bill because you don't see a whole lot of malted wheat. And you also, frankly, don't see typically that much malted barley in a bourbon either. And always, Adam and Nora do a fantastic job picking barrels for this. And 59.6, so that's 119.2 proof. On the nose, there's a nice, like, it's a nice hefty nose. There's corn dust, some barrel tannin. I feel like there's some, like, dark cocoa notes and some breadiness, like just like wheat bread. Some like butterscotch, maybe a little bit of peanut brittle. Hold on. I gotta adjust my seat. I think I'm sinking. I think it's safe to say that I had sunk quite a bit. Now that I'm up higher, I'll smell it better. There's something like dried grass, like in the summer when you've got a neighbor who uh mulches rather than bags the grass cuttings. Basically, they leave them as a layer on top of the grass because it'll break down and provide nutrients to the grass itself. It's got that kind of smell to it. A little bit of earthy loaminess to it. On the palate, it's a little bit sharp. a little bit mouth drying. And that's not uncommon for something in this proof range. It is certainly a little bit bitier than some similarly proofed offerings from the Discovery Club, but it's manageable. Um, it's right off the bat. It's that big corn dust note, followed by some like dark cocoa, a little bit of like a. It's not really butterscotch, but it's like sort of a similar like caramelly note. A little bit of like roasted peanut, and again that like dried grass sitting out in the sun. There's just a little bit of like a toasty like like whole wheat toast note in there. Now the finish is nice and mellow. It starts off with that sort of cocoa-y note that I think probably comes from the wheat. Um, primarily sitting in the fore of the finish, and it slowly sort of tapers through like a caramelly note and into like cut vegetation, and then it kind of ends. It's about mid length. It could be longer, but I'm glad it's not shorter. And sort of clinging inside the mouth, there's a little bit of just a hair of oiliness, which is good. Nice palate coating. Lets you enjoy it a little bit longer. Mm. There's a little bit of a citrusy note in there too. Very interesting. All right. And now, as always, I ask and answer 3 questions. The first one being, do I enjoy it? And the answer is yes. I think this is a fantastic bourbon. I think it's well worth the money. Getting ahead of myself. It's a fantastic bourbon. A little bit spiky, but it's got really interesting notes. And that mash bill is a little bit different. That makes it a little bit unique. Um, it doesn't have any off notes. It's got enough to like sort of grab you and make you think about it. And it's certainly a little bit outside the usual, bourbon profile that you get out of like Kentucky, that the big brands are doing. And that makes it really interesting. And that makes it interesting to me and makes me enjoy it. Question number 2. Do I think it's a good value? Yes. Um, like I've said, every other Discovery Club bottling, not all of them are, bottles that I would necessarily pay the money for, but because it's part of the Discovery Club, I do, and I enjoy it. Um, this is one where just specs on paper, I probably would have passed, if it weren't from the Discovery Club and from Lost Lantern. But I'm really glad that I bought it, and I think that it is well worth the roughly $114 after tax that I paid for it. Do I recommend it? Yeah, honestly, I do. If you're looking for, um, something that is a wheated bourbon, but with more wheat influence, this might be right up your alley. Um, it's a little bit more like, uh, malted chocolate sort of direction on the nose and the palate, which may not be for everyone, but I certainly appreciate it. And I think that covers that. So again, just reiterating, if you would like to support this channel, like, comment, subscribe as always, but also I'm selling these pens on Etsy as well as some nicer pens. There's a link in the description down below. Buying these pens funds future videos and will fund the Virginia Whiskey Tournament. If you would like to buy like a piece of YouTuber merch, something with my logo on it, either the just the Rangers Respite arrow or the bottle roundel logo, those are of course available through my TeePublic shop. And now, without further ado, let's see if today is going to be a good day for the wheel. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble lately. Let's see if it'll spin, and it will. And let's see what we are going to be looking at next Saturday. All right. 2024 single cask P8 Kings County Distillery. Let me just see if that happens to be behind me. Give me just a moment. Yes. Yes, I do happen to have it right here. There we go. Maybe it'll be legible. There we go. All right. With all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, stay happy, stay geeks. Sunshine.